I was always finding Reg in the corridors between units 2 and 3. He'd be crying in pain from the catheter bag that had not been emptied. I would take him and empty the bag. This only took a couple of minutes to do and was no trouble. I would then go and find the staff on unit 3. I got used to finding all of the staff sitting with little Maria in the back lounge, watching TV with the door closed, so as not to be disturbed by the distressed and neglected residents who walked the corridors looking for staff to help them. Grace and Reg were always with the residents, able to get up and go and look for help. Poor Grace, her face would light up when she saw me. I would go to the staff and tell them there were residents who needed them. Little Maria rarely spoke, but would turn her icy gaze on me before turning away again. One night Nadine turned around when I told her that I just emptied Reg's catheter bag again and said, "I will see to him after Coronation Street. He's a bloody nuisance anyway," she said. Reg died a slow and painful death a few months later. Old people, of course, die of infections all the time and no one ever questions it. After all, he could have caught the infection in many ways. Who's to say it was from the urine flowing back up the tube of his catheter on those 100 or so occasions that caused it? Reg once told me that he'd been in the last war and saw many of his comrades killed. He said that had he known what he was to face in his old house, he would not have swam out to a small boat that came to rescue them. It was one of many small boats that came that day. That made me feel sad, but most of all, it made me feel ashamed of my country. That's an extract about one of the people I looked after from my book. Grace, who I also just mentioned, she lost 2 brothers and her father in the First World War, and I saw her abused and neglected in a care home, and I'd like people who signed the petition to save the poppies from being taken up to remember that for every one of those poppies there were families that were devastated by the loss of those men. Grace was one of those, and she deserves a care system that treats people with respect and keeps them safe. For all the people that have signed to keep the poppies, I'd ask them to sign the petition for Edna's Law in her memory, because it seems to me that the poppies are a symbol, but it's people's lives that matter most of all. And this is the petition that will save lives for the future. So please, please sign the petition for Edna's Law, because this generation are priceless and deserve the care, the best care. Thank you.